Alright guys, so now how to cut the rear fender, but most importantly, where to cut the fender. So see here, I have this light that I can see very well. There's a little bump right here. See this, there's a bump right around here. So you want to be going, and you can look at you can put yourself in the light so that you can see the bump better. I see the bump right here. So once you have this bump going, you can just Alright guys, so try to make this symmetrical. Alright, I can see this bump right here. I hope you see it in the camera. You also have a bump right here in the back. So this little bump right here, let me see if we can see it in the camera. Alright, I don't know if we see it in the camera. I don't know if you guys are going to see it in the camera. But, so this little bump right here, just above it, alright, we're going to cut, let's say, as of here. And then we're going to draw a line that's going to go about to the beginning of this weld, okay? Like right here where the weld is. It's going to be easier to cut as well. Then we just keep going to the other side of the weld. I'm trying to make this symmetrical. You know, there's no perfect way to do it. Anyways, this is a subframe. It'll be going under the seat. But we like to do things, you know, aesthetically here at Vrodcustom. So here's my line. Hopefully you can see it. And we're going to go just above this bump. To the other side of the weld. So I don't know if you could see it. This is what we did, okay, from the beginning of the weld. Now on the side, let's see if you guys see it. I'll try to put it at an angle so that you guys can see it. But there's a little hump right here, goes out and then in. So you want to cut just after that. Alright guys, I really wanted you to get this right, so I stopped my cutting and I want to give you measures and I want to give you directions because it's kind of hard maybe on a video to follow these lines and everything. So let me grab some tape and I'll show you. Alright guys, so I want to give you some guidelines to help you through this process because honestly it's a scary thing. You're cutting your frame support for your fender and there's no turning back once you cut it. So let's start by putting a tape right here along this edge, okay? So there you go. And I'm going to peek at my camera once in a while because I want to make sure that it's in focus. All right, so here's your first weld mark beginning. All right, so you're going to follow this all the way. So this is going to be cut straight, so you can just go ahead and go like this from your weld line to here. Then we're going to, from the beginning of this bolt here, we're going to be starting to go down, okay, as you can see. So basically from right the beginning of this hole right here. So from here you start going down, okay? As you get to, let's say, this first press hold, or however you want to call it, you'll know exactly what it is. It's this little notch here right after the bolt. All right, you should have from here, now you can't see very well, but this is where I cut. So if I go ahead and do a little line right here, you'll probably see it better. So let's say to the middle of this, actually let's not calculate it from there, from my line, which is right here, to this thing here, at the height of this. So in the middle of this, measure from here to here, you should have about 1 centimeter. Okay, don't freak out if you have, I don't know, 9 millimeters or whatever up and down. Just saying, you should have about 1 centimeters. I actually have 11, but it's because here, now I have 10. Okay, so far we follow. We started from this weld line here, we went straight down. From the beginning of this bolt, we start going down. At the middle of this notch, we have about 1 centimeter. All right, at the middle of the second notch, you can go ahead and just put a little dot here, and then afterwards connect all of your dots. You know what I mean? I just want you to get it correctly. This is what we do at Vrodcustoms. This tutorial and this channel is going to be the most detailed DIY channel for V-Rods and Harley-Davidsons and mods and mechanical work that if you can't go wrong. We're doing this for you guys, and a thumbs up, a like, a comment, subscribe would be greatly appreciated, because honestly, it's the middle of the night right now. We don't really have time during the day to do this. So we're taking extra time out of our free time to do this. And as you can see, we're very detail oriented, and we want to give you every single measurement, bolt size, this and that, so that you could do it yourself and you can do it with confidence. So we said from the middle of this notch to your line is about 1 centimeter. Now let's see. So from here to your continuing line, you should have approximately 3 centimeters. So you go ahead, measure 3 centimeters, put a little dot right here, and then go on. You see this little hole right there? You're going to go kind of in a curved setting, and this is already curved right here, and it goes down here. So even if you follow this curve that you're going to see in person, because it's kind of hard to show in the camera, but if you see this curve in person, you're going to know exactly where to turn. But just in case that you're not sure, your line should be from the middle of this hole to your actual line, approximately 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter. So you can go ahead and put another little dot right here. All right, tell yourself, all right, now you got 1 dot here, you got 1 dot here, you got 1 dot here, you have another dot here. You're following this line straight. So I mean, at this point, it's connect the dots. So just connect the dots. All right, and you have a little natural curve down here. I don't know if you see it properly because I put some black, but anyways, you have like a little dot right here. You're going to go anywhere this ends, and that's it. You're done. So this would be 1 line, all right, which goes straight up. After that, don't worry about the top. The top, you just, from the beginning of this weld line here to the beginning of this weld line here, just make yourself a nice little curve. Go above a little bit this little hump that you have right here, and go above this thing here. Just make like a nice curve. Make sure it's symmetrical. Look at it in every angle. Be satisfied with it, and then move on with it. So then we have another natural line right here. If I follow this line straight down, brings me to about this line right here. So I did it here because I didn't use these tapes. I'm doing the tapes for you guys, but just to let you know that you can put another dot here. All right, I put it here. I'll even put it here. There you go. So now we're all on the same page. Okay, so then from your dot, you're going to come with an angle. All right, where does your angle end? Your angle ends right at the beginning of this hole right here. So you go ahead, let's look at this. Let me look at my camera. So this last bolt hole here, just go in a straight line down and put a mark right there. So now you know that you already put a tape there. This was the beginning, that's the end. All right. And lastly, another centimeter here. All right. So measure. See, remember that line you did? So we already did connect the dots over here. Let's say, for example, you had your line right there. Okay. Now, this line, you put a dot there, you put a dot there, you connected the dots. Now, only on the same line that you traced, go up 1 centimeter. So once you found that dot, you put your dot here. Your starting point is the same. So boom, one line there, straight down, one line there, straight down. And you're good to go. Do the same thing on the other side. It's exactly the same thing. Lastly, you're going to need to make this notch here a little bit wider for your cable, for one of your cables to be able to run back there. All right. This is too tight right now, and you need to be able to move back forward to make room for your seat that's going to come sit here. That's right. We're not just putting on a fiberglass fender. We're actually using the fender frame in order to make it solid. So from here, as you can notice, we're just touching the edge of this hole right here. This oval hole right here, we're about in the middle, and we have a natural line that curves in from here. So we just go straight up to about 3/4 of this right here, and we go to the 3/4 of this right here goes about to the middle of this right there, and then you go down, and that's your line. So we're going to be cutting this part out to make it bigger and wider and deeper so that we could pass some wiring there.